In this video, we're going to cover how to choose the best products. Now, my rule of thumb is I'll only use sources where they actually show me sales or the likelihood that people are actually buying a product. So I know some people suggest, for example, looking at Google Trends and Google search words, and that's okay. But for me, I prefer sources of information where it's very likely that someone is actually purchasing or has actually purchased the product. So for this, I use AliExpress, I use Amazon, a website called Thieve, and then finally Facebook. So if we use an example here for AliExpress, here there's a search bar where you can type in a particular product if you've got something in mind, or if not, I'd recommend just browsing through these categories and looking at each one. And the things to look at are, so for example, if I type in phone cases, it'll bring up all the search results for phone cases. And now what I do is I order it by the number of orders that have been placed. And this will sort it into what has sold the most. And some people recommend doing it by the rating of the product. So if it's got 5 stars, that's what you buy. But the reason I don't like that is, let's just wait for it to load. Although it puts it in order, it doesn't take into account the number of orders that have been placed. So there can be something at the top which has only got very few orders but has got 5 stars, and that's not really accurate. So for example, it's got 5 stars, but there's only 12 orders for it. So how sort of tested is that product? Not very. Whereas if you do it by orders, you can see what's sold the most and what has the highest rating. So all of these top ones, look, they've had 45,000 orders, 34,000, 26,000, and they've got 5 stars. So these are like really hot products and really good suppliers who are providing them because they've got this really high rating and a high quantity of orders. So don't overcomplicate this. Focus on the number of orders and the highest rated products. Now, of course, if you're going for the very top ones, it's possible that sort of that product has reached its limit and they've sold as many as that they're going to sell, and they'll probably just have a few more sales afterwards. So you could argue that this product has already had its peak moment and now it's sort of on its downtrend. But I actually disagree with that. So a lot of people will tell you to search for products where sort of no one's heard of it, no one's seen it, and there's only like a few orders, and then it's yours to sort of build up. But I actually disagree. I prefer proven sellers because a saturated market for a lot of people is a no-go area because it's so-called saturated, like fashion or fitness or something like that. Whereas I think that's the best place to be because there's a proven market, there's loads of buyers, there's continuous revenue and sales. So me speaking from my own experience, I only go into saturated markets. Like I only stick to like fitness. I've sold a lot in fashion as well. I've done a lot of phone cases and electronics. So don't be afraid to go into saturated markets because it's actually fine. As long as you've got a better store and better adverts, like it's actually much easier to win in a saturated market than try something that no one's ever heard of and you don't really know how to target the right people, or even if it's a good product that you can actually sell. So follow the numbers, but maybe avoid the very top. I normally try and go for ones where they've had at least 1,000 orders. So maybe not even on page 1 of AliExpress. I might even go to like up to page, maybe, let's see what 6 is. Oh, even 6 is in 3,000. So focus on ones that have got a proven record but haven't got like such a ridiculous high number of sales that you know someone's already clearly dominating that particular product. So anywhere between, I think 500 is the very least I would go for, but ideally 1,000 and above, and then that's just got so much room. Like you saw, if you find a product with 1,000 and take it to, let's see, go back to page 1 and take it back to page 1 where they've got like 40,000, then that's still like a lot of money you can be making if you can bring it up to page 1. And that's something I've personally done. So full disclosure, I did a watches campaign, and the watch I chose, it had about, I think it was 1 or 2,000 orders, and then I took it up to at least, I think it was 20 something thousand. So I sort of 10x what was had already been sold. So aim for that sort of mark, and then obviously make sure that you're choosing products with a high rating, and then that's all there is to it. Proven sales record and a good quality product. In this next video, I'll talk about how to choose the right suppliers as well, because that's essential for actually making dropshipping a success. Okay, so that's AliExpress. And then if you move on to Amazon. So on Amazon, they've got a bestsellers page where you can go down by every single category and look at what's the best selling product. And I think it's refreshed like every, oh look, here you go, updated hourly. So don't think you can sort of look at this and then run with those products for like a year. Like, it's good to check back maybe once a week to see if the same products are still trending or if it's something new, and then you can really stay ahead of the curve. And if you have trouble finding this page, by the way, so just Google Amazon best sellers and it will come up as like the top here. So go there. So if I continue with the example of phone cases, let's say you want to sell phone cases or whatever it is, you can then try and match it to a category here. So I think phone cases would be electronics, accessories, mobile phone accessories. God, this is a lot of subcategories, and then cases and covers. There you go. And look, here you go. So you can see what's trending now, and then you can get an idea of what kind of products will actually sell. So you can see black phone cases are doing very well. iPhone X cases are doing very well. The ones with a transparent background and just the rubber bumper, same here. They're doing well. The sort of thicker, heavy-duty ones are doing well. Pink ones seem to be doing very well as well. So this gives you a good idea of what people are actually buying right now, and then you can find very similar products on AliExpress. So I'm like guaranteed you'll find pink phone cases, transparent cases, iPhone X cases, black cases. So you can look at this and say, oh wow, okay, so this product's selling really well within 2 hours of me looking. I'm gonna go on AliExpress, find some hot selling ones that look even identical to this, and then promote those. And you can obviously do that for any category, not just phone cases. So definitely do that. Or if you've got no idea what products you want to sell, then this is still a gold mine of information. So you can look at any sort of department that you may be interested in. Or if you've got no particular interest and you just want to make the most money, then you can just go down all of these and see what's got maybe the highest price or the profit margin, or that's just got an insanely high quantity, so you know it's like going viral right now. So that's how I use Amazon. And then there's a website called Thieves. So this is for when you have absolutely no idea what you want to sell. And this website gives you a curated selection of good products. And I've had a look through these, and they actually are like some of the best quality products on AliExpress. So someone's going to manually pick to these as looking good, has got good potential. Maybe they're already selling a lot as well. I think they actually have got a bestsellers list. Yeah, trending and most popular here. So you can click through these. In fact, let's just look at trending. Yeah, and it'll bring up things like this cool bottle opener for a fridge and stuff like that, black playing cards. And then once you find products on here, they're obviously already on AliExpress. So what you do is simply click the product and then click buy on AliExpress, and it will take you to AliExpress. But so the way this website makes money is, I think that when you click on buy on AliExpress, if you look right at the bottom here, it's got like a link, and I think when you click on it, they'll get like an affiliate commission for being the one that referred you to AliExpress. So if you don't want to be doing that and sort of profiting someone else just by looking at products, then all you do is get the name of the product, and they might have changed it just to make it look more professional here. But you can very easily type in like wooden sunglasses into AliExpress and find the exact product. So if you don't want to profit this website, I don't know who owns it or anything like that, just get the inspiration of what the actual product is and then just manually search it for yourself on AliExpress. So that's Thieve. And then the final place I look is Facebook. So here is the search bar in Facebook, and they have a very powerful search tool that even now, like, a lot of people don't really use, but it's very powerful. So the way to do this is you can either type in a product name, but that can, so if you type in watches, that's still quite broad. Like, you're not going to necessarily get a lot of posts of companies that are actually selling watches and then sort of assessing if they're doing well or not. So what I like to do is use terms that advertisers typically use. So for example, they often say get yours now. Now that's something that only sort of retailers and sellers use. It's not something that your friends or family typically use in a sentence or a post. So if you search for that, and by the way, if you put it in speech marks here like this, it means it'll get the actual quote rather than just focusing on any of the keywords. So whenever you put something in quotes, it means it will search for that exact quote. And perfect. So here you go. This shows all the posts, and then just all you do is filter by posts. So you don't get, people or photos or videos or anything like that. And then you can see right now what people are, or what companies are posting about. So this is a ring here. And you can sort of assess here how well they're doing. So this has got 1,200 engagements, which is good, but it's also quite a lot of angry. So it's got 80 angry faces, so I don't know what they're doing wrong. But you get a very good idea of what's selling and how people are responding to what companies are putting out there. So look for ones where they've got a high engagement rate, a lot of comments see, this is 990 comments of, people tagging their friends and being like, wow, this is amazing. And then you can sort of assess what's selling and then find the same products on AliExpress. So here we go, see all. So this is a really powerful tool to socially look for what people are interested in, and it's very recent, so you can target it by how recent the post was made and things like that, so you can get what's hot right now. So yeah, you can get like hoodie ideas, fashion ideas, and you can just scroll. Oh look, here you go, phone cases here as well. And these people are drop shipping, so they're doing free phone cases and they just have to pay for shipping, which is a classic drop shipping strategy. So these guys are doing drop shipping, so you can look and see how they're doing. So they've got 7,600 likes and comments. So this shows that these are probably doing maybe quite well. You don't know for sure, but you've got a good indication that that's getting a lot of attention. So you can potentially search on AliExpress for panda phone covers, or whatever the hell this is, a bear maybe, and then just start the exact same product on your website. And you can even not copy the advert as in copy and paste it, but you can do one that looks very similar if you find an advert that's working very well, and then just replicate it with a minor change, and then you're good to go. But I will warn you, do not ever copy someone's ad or video ad as in copy and paste, because Facebook can detect when you've done that, and it might be okay if you're just sort of copying other dropshippers, because Facebook doesn't really have them on their radar. I wouldn't do it anyway, but I'm just saying. But if you're taking like a brand's video, or a brand that's got some social influence and Facebook actually cares about them as an advertiser on their platform, then do not take their videos, because Facebook will just completely ban your account immediately and you won't be able to get it back. And they'll probably also likely block your IP address as well, so you can't create another account and do it from wherever you work from. So just do things the legit way. Don't try and cut corners that much by literally copying and pasting. Like, it's technically illegal, so to do copyright theft. So just get inspiration from these places and then just create your own. Like, it's very simple, and you can do it to look almost identical, but as long as you're the one that's created it, then that's great. Okay, so those are the 4 sources. 90% of the time, I just rely on AliExpress, and I just focus on the order quantity of at least 1,000 or 500 or 1,000, that kind of area. And then make sure that the products have got a good review, and then I'll also focus on how good the supplier is, but I'll get into that in the next video. And the other point I will make, actually, the final point, AliExpress also has a bestsellers list. So if I type in AliExpress bestsellers, don't use their ones, because I've looked at this very occasionally for the last, I don't know, year and a half, and I'm pretty sure that this selection hasn't changed at all. So I think this might just be a part of the website that they don't keep up to date. Like, these are Tony Stark's glasses from, I think, the second Iron Man film, and that was 10 years ago. So there's no chance that that's still the weekly best-selling product. And then again with this, so this I've definitely seen for at least 6 months, and there's nothing special about this cap that means it would be the best-selling men's product for the last 6 months. So I'm pretty sure this doesn't get updated. So if you want to just see what's trending, go to Amazon, go to Thieves, go to Facebook, but don't use AliExpress's one. If you're going to use AliExpress, just focus on the quantity and the reviews, and you'll be all set.